Hello, my name is Matthew, and welcome to the Top Hat orientation video for discussions. To create a new discussion, first click on the blue Create button located in the dashboard. When the Add Discussion dialog pops up, you have a number of fields to fill in. To begin, put a name in the discussion name field. When coming up with the discussion name, we recommend sticking to a naming convention that includes the what and the when. For example, Week 1, Discussion 1. Then it's time to put in a topic for the discussion. There are two main ways that people like to use discussions modules. One is for a participation-centered, real-time, open-forum conversation, signified by the topic, ask your question about today's lecture here. The other way is for a more grade-centered evaluating of students' individual understanding. And if this was one of those types of questions, then we would make it out of a set number of marks. For example, 6 marks. You have two sets of options available to you when creating a new discussion. First is the response visibility options. You can either select by everyone or only by professor. Responses can be seen by everyone allows all students to identify each other by name and to respond directly to each other. If only by the professor is selected, then this would be for the second type of discussion where students are going to be graded and evaluated based on their responses, and only the professor's eyes are able to view the response. Second set of options you have available to you are for participant anonymity. With nobody selected as anonymous, then everyone is identified directly by each other's username. With everybody anonymous, users cannot be graded or identified by each other. Their identities are hidden. And with fellow participants only the students are anonymous to each other, and the professor still contains a measure of accountability over what is said by being able to reveal the anonymous identity of each user. To assign grading to a discussion, we click on the graded box, and we have two options that we can edit, the correctness and the participation. So in our example, if this discussion is worth 6 marks, we'd set the correctness mark to 6, and we can set the participation mark to 0. Finally, we can choose to attach Canvas to our discussion. So Canvas can be either a doodle, which is done by hand in any number of colors, or alternatively, we can include an uploaded image as the canvas, which would act as a visual supplement to the discussion. To upload an image, we click on the Upload button, find the image from our hard drive, select that image, and click Open. That image is now uploaded to the Top Hat servers and attached to the discussion. Once we've created all the settings for our new discussion, click Save, and the discussion is going to be added to the Discussions module on the left-hand side. So now we're ready to use it. When we click on the Closed Book icon next to the new discussion, we have all of the status options. To launch the discussion, we click Discuss. To show, we click Show. Homework is used for assigning discussion questions outside of class, and the review is useful for allowing our students to review previous discussions. So let's launch that discussion now and click the Discuss status. So right away the discussion appears in the content area, and we have an opportunity to magnify it so that it can be seen easily by students even in the back. The SMS responder code will be generated. This is a randomly generated 4-digit number that students who are participating using the push button cell phones will be able to use to submit their answers to the question. Note that these students can submit answers of 140 characters or less. We can also click on the thumbnail of the image that was attached to this discussion for a better view. And now we can flip over to our student side and see what students in class are going to be seeing. Students will also have a thumbnail of the attached image. They can click on that image to get a better view. And then they can go ahead and enter their comments in response to this discussion question. So as we can see, we've already had one comment submitted by another student, and their identity is hidden. I'm going to type in a comment now from my student account. Once I'm finished typing in my comment, I'm also able to attach a canvas to my comment. Just like when we're creating the discussion, the canvas can either be a hand-drawn doodle or the student can choose to use the topic canvas and annotate that as well. Once I've finished creating my comment, as a student I can click Submit, and my comment will be submitted to the discussion. Back on the professor window, we can see we've got a number of comments that have come into our discussion, and all of their identities are hidden due to the anonymity option we selected. If we'd like to reveal the identities of these students, we can click on the Show button and the student usernames will be revealed. This is useful because it gives us a measure of accountability over this content that is added to our discussion. It also allows us to reach out to particular students who may need some more help, or to moderate the discussion as we see fit. So in every comment that's created, it has a small arrow located to the left of it. This is the upvote arrow, and upvote arrow allows us to gauge the attention that a particular comment has in the whole class. So rather than repeating a question multiple times, students simply click the upvote arrow to register their interest or support in that comment, and we can see in a glance the most commonly asked questions or the most commonly supported comments. To reply to a comment, we can click on the comment bubble and type a response. So this can be done by the professor or by other fellow students. Once we finish typing our response, we can also check the SMS student's phone box. And what that will do is push our comment to the cell phone of the student who submitted the initial comment if that student was using a cell phone with the old style buttons. Once we're done, we click comment and our reply is saved. Over on the student side of things, our comment has received one reply. We click on the comment bubble to view the replies, and now we can respond to the reply, or we can just have a bit more understanding of our initial question. Now, if this was a discussion that was going to be graded and we wanted to assign grades to the responses, we would go ahead and disable the submissions, and then we click on the toggle grading button in the upper right hand corner, and that would display the live grading boxes to the left of each question. So as you can see, the numbers by default are 0 out of 6 because we've assigned 6 marks total. So we go through, read our responses, and assign our subjective grade for each comment. Once we're done, we toggle grading once more, and those grades are going to be saved and logged in the gradebook where we can access them later. Once we're done with our discussion, we click the close button and the discussion is closed.
Thanks so much for tuning in. If you require further assistance, we can always be reached at support@tophat.com. Happy top hatting!